You ever push a pistol so hard it practically begs for mercy, then watch it shrug, spit out a shell, and keep shooting like nothing happened? Or drop a revolver in the mud, give it a casual shake, and still punch perfect groups at 15 yards? If you want a gun that won't complain when you don't baby it, today's breakdown is for you. I'm walking you through 6 pistols and 1 rifle that flat out refuse to jam firearms that were built to be abused, to be relied on, and to keep performing when everything else fails. These aren't safe queens or Instagram props. They're workhorses, battle-proven brutes, and the kind of steel you can bet your life on. Stick around, number 1 might actually surprise you. And hey, if you enjoy this deep dive, hit subscribe and ring the bell now so you don't miss the next one. Trust me, a single click could be the thing that saves your range day or your life. Let's start with the Glock 17, because if we're talking reliability and modern pistols, you can't skip the icon that rewrote the rulebook. When Gaston Glock dropped this polymer wonder in 1982, critics scoffed at plastic pistols. 40 years later, laughing stopped and buying started. The genius of the Glock 17 isn't one flashy feature, it's brutal, elegant simplicity. A cold hammer-forged 4.49-inch barrel, a wedge-shaped slide, and roughly 34 internal parts total means fewer moving pieces, fewer failure points, and a machine that tolerates abuse. The polymer frame flexes just enough to soften recoil, but doesn't care about sweat, oils, or cleaners. The safe action trigger and internal safeties eliminate external levers that can snag or break, giving you a draw-and-go platform that's as predictable as sunrise. You've seen the torture tests, mud baths, saltwater dunks, 20,000-round no-lube marathons. Aftermarket myths and urban legends are real here because the Glock keeps running. Stories of Gen 3s literally packed with grime at police training facilities, opened after years of use and still feeding without a single stoppage, aren't just internet fodder. They're proof that well-designed simplicity beats complexity when reliability matters. If you need a pistol that thrives in neglect as much as incompetence, the Glock 17 was built for you. Want a pro tip? Practice manipulations until they're second nature, and you'll never blame the gun when a stoppage is human error. Next up, the Ruger GP100, a revolver that laughs at overpressure loads and keeps perfect timing, while other designs whisper protest. Revolvers are simple by design, but Ruger took that simplicity and made it industrial grade. The GP100 drops the fragile side plate and opts for a beefy one-piece frame. You get triple lockup cylinder latches, a deep-screwed barrel shank, and chambers cut with generous margins, so the gun can survive hand loads and high round counts without walking its timing. This is a .357 Magnum tank, heavy, stout, and engineered to take thousands of hard rounds. Real shooters have pushed GP100s past 30,000 rounds of stout hand loads and reported nothing but continued precision and tight lockup. Coil springs instead of flat springs mean grit won't bind the action, and every ounce of that stainless mass serves a purpose: recoil mitigation, longevity, and the ability to be passed through harsh conditions without collapse. If you want a mechanical soulmate that won't whimper under abuse, the GP100 deserves a permanent slot in your safe. And here's a small maintenance hack for revolver fans. Keep the forcing cone clean and the timing checked annually by a competent gunsmith. These things love rounds, but they return that love better with a little TLC. Not all reliable guns are pretty, and that's the point with the Romanian WSR-10. It's a blunt instrument AK pattern rifle, a 7.62 Seek 39 workhorse with stamped receiver quirks and laminate furniture that looks like it survived a shipping container tumble. But don't be fooled, the WSR-10 was made to eat sand, snow, and neglect, and smile. AK pattern tolerances are deliberately generous, so grit and carbon don't seize things up. The long-stroke gas system is overgassed to ensure even weak or dirty ammo will cycle. Chrome-lined bore and chamber shrug off corrosive primers. Stamped receivers flex instead of cracking, and stripped-down designs make field stripping and basic repairs dirt simple. The mag design? Steel, thick lips, and an industrial locking interface that laughs at being used as a lever in the field. The barrel and bolt are seldom the failure points here. It's usually the user who forgot to check a pinned gas tube. Accuracy won't win precision matches, but for durability for a rifle that runs when everything else is pocked with rust and dust, the WSR-10 is the kind of platform that keeps your team breathing when conditions go sideways. Want a rifle that will keep sending rounds until the last ration runs out? This is it. Pair it with decent magazines and basic user discipline, and you've got a system that will outlast logistics. Heckler & Koch's VP9 is where German engineering meets practical ergonomics, and the result is a reliable, shootable pistol that's not fussy about conditions. What sets the VP9 apart is the marriage of a finely machined slide and a grip that actually fits an enormous range of hands. HK shipped a handful of interchangeable back straps and side inserts, so the gun becomes a custom tool rather than a one-size compromise. That fit equals control, which equals fewer limp wrist malfunctions and better follow-up shots under stress. Beyond ergonomics, the cold hammer-forged barrel, quality surface treatments, and drainage features in the striker channel add up to a pistol that refuses to be taken offline by water, sweat, or grime. The VP9's trigger is notable too. Crisp, short reset, and predictable. Not a gimmick, but a tool that rewards practice and produces repeatable strikes. Critics love to point at early water tests, but HK quietly updated problematic springs and geometry. Later runs fixed those issues. Put it all together, and you have a striker-fired pistol that balances precision, durability, and the kind of human-centered design that prevents operator-induced stoppages. If you want a work-ready handgun that feels like a custom build out of the box, the VP9 stakes a serious claim. For trainers and competition shooters, that consistency maps directly into performance, gains more hits, less drama. If you need something that's proven itself in the harshest conditions imaginable, ask the operators who carried the SIG P226 MK25. This is the civilian-accessible cousin of the pistol, chosen by Naval Special Warfare. And that pedigree isn't for show. The MK25 is built with corrosion-resistant coatings, robust internals, and the same lessons learned from the XM9 trial's durability under salt spray, desert grit, and sustained use. Its DASA system gives you a heavy first pull when you want it, and a sharp single-action brake for follow-ups. Combine that with tight metal-on-metal lockup, and you get consistent headspace and predictable operation, even when fouled. There are field reports, not forum myths, of MK25s running past millions of rounds with routine maintenance and barrel swaps. That kind of longevity transforms a pistol from a tool into an institutional asset. If your job, hobby, or life depends on a pistol that must work in ocean spray and powdered sand, the P226 MK25 is a weapon you'll trust without a second thought. Practical tip: keep mags dry and rotated in long-term storage. Springs love attention, and SIGs reward it with flawless feeding when called upon. Finally, at the top of this list is the Czech-made CZ SP01, a steel frame wonder that combines competition-level ergonomics with duty-grade durability. This isn't a lightweight plastic trend piece. It's a full steel platform with internal rails, a low-bore axis, and a mass that soaks up recoil. For match shooters and hard users alike, the SP01 offers a sight picture that snaps back to target, a trigger that can be dialed into a razor-crisp break, and an internal architecture that spreads forces across surfaces instead of concentrating them into failure-prone spots. Real-world torture testing has seen SP01s run tens of thousands of rounds, and when parts finally gave, it was the small, replaceable bits, not the rails or barrels. The magazine design, the durable coatings, the forgiving tolerances, all of it adds up to a pistol that thrives on heavy use. Want a handgun that you can feed bulk ammo to, run full matches with, and then sling into duty rotation without worry? The CZ SP01 is the armorer's secret weapon. Quick maintenance note: swap your recoil spring at the manufacturer interval if you run hot hand loads, and you'll reward the platform with decades of flawless service. So what ties these six together? It's not exotic finishes or influencer-approved optics, it's purposeful design that anticipates failure and prevents it. Whether it's the simplicity of a Glock, the brutal mass of a Ruger revolver, the overbuilt AK pattern rifle, the ergonomic genius of HK, the sea-tested SIG, or the steel frame resilience of the CZ, each one is a lesson in engineering for life, not lifestyle. Reliability isn't an optional spec on these guns, it's their core value proposition. They'll take heat, grit, neglect, and hunger. And keep answering when you pull the trigger. Now I want to hear from you. What's the most reliable gun in your safe? Did something on this list surprise you? Is there a sleeper platform that has refused to quit for you that we missed? Drop your go-to won't jam pistol in the comments. I read everyone, and the best stories might make it into a future episode. If you got value from this breakdown, do 2 quick things for me. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss upcoming deep dives, reviews, and duty vs range comparisons. Share this with your range squad so the next time someone brags about a pretty pistol, they remember functionality actually wins fights. Until next time, keep your mags loaded, your zero tight, and remember that a gun that refuses to quit is worth more than 1,000 Instagram followers. Train, maintain, and respect what you own, because in a bad moment, reliability becomes everything. This is Firearm Zone, where reliability isn't rare, it's required.